Hi, I'm going to go over how I make the girls' shields for their panties for Uganda. And what I look for at the secondhand stores, or you can get donations, are these blackout curtains. These blackout curtains have a water barrier. It's plastic, and if you're ever in doubt, run it under the faucet and see if it soaks up water. If it doesn't, then it's good to go. I cut all the trim off, the top and the bottom, all the hemming, and then I fold it to meet my pattern, so I make less cuts. I do use a rotary cutter, and I have this as a template. Now I was cutting them 10 inches by 8 inches or 9 inches, but they were, I think, 10 1/4 inches by 8 1/2 inches, or you can go 10 by 9. So this one is not the exact right size, but I'm going to use it for this purpose. You take and you cut out your curtain in your square. And I have a whole bunch of them. I do a party cut. See, I got all these and I've got them all marked. And then you take this pattern, and the reason I increased it is because these are a little too long for this square. And you take a marker and you mark it on the rubber side, because we're only going to have 2 pieces to this instead of 3. If you do 3 pieces because you're using PUL or something that, or a barrier that does not have a pretty backing, then you'll have to use 3 pieces, material on both sides. This way I'm only doing it one with just this one, and you have to mark it on the rubber side. Then you take a piece of pretty fabric. You can use any pretty fabric. Cotton fabric is preferable. I just got a bunch of napkins given to me, cloth napkins. I'm using those. And you put that pretty side to pretty side. Okay? Pretty side to pretty side. You find the center. You have these pockets, which I made a template for the pockets. And so you fold them in half. They're going to be 5 inches to here, so it'd be 10 inches, and or 5 1/2 be, I'm brain dead right now, and 4 1/4 inches across. So you can do it in big long strip if you want to. Fold it in half and sew all the way along this edge. You have to have stitching along this edge here, and then cut them 4 1/4 inches, 4 1/4 inches, or you can do them each singular. It's your choice. Then you put them, I'm going to try and do this standing up, in here, edge it, the raw edge to the raw edge, like this. Then you've got your barrier, and you want to make sure that your lines are going to catch each edge of this pocket. So then you're going to sew it all out. You're going to sew 1/4 inch in from your line, okay? You're going to leave this one open, and you're going to leave this one open. You're going to sew here, 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 and here. After you've sewn them, then you cut these out. Then you invert it. And when you invert it, you're going to have something that looks similar to this. You're going to have these open ends, and you're going to want to put your pocket to the wrong side. So you're going to want to put your pocket, when it's inverted, to this side. Then you're going to sew it across here, and once you sew it across, then you're going to invert the pocket to where it's going to be, this will be a finished. And then you're going to because you want to have this side up against the body, because it's going to stop the leakage. So if you remember that, it's easier to do the pockets. And then after you sew them and invert them, then you top stitch all the way around. Oops, sorry. You top stitch all the way around. So you have something like this, and it's top stitched. Brenda will put the snaps on when she gets to her destination. She said if we don't put this, it's no big deal if we don't have snaps and don't need to put the snaps on, because she says she'll do it. She'll have the girls do it when she gets to Uganda. Okay. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I will try to answer them, FaceTime or whatever. Oh, the inserts are octagon. Sew them pretty size to pretty side, leave an end open, but I do the top end. But when you sew them, you need to sew 1/4 inch in, so when you turn it, you have a sharp, crisp corner. Then you top stitch all the way around, and then you stitch. See, this is stitch. I don't know if you can see it, but you stitch it one down each side so that the girls know, and it folds a lot easier, okay? It's going to fold like this, and then each end is going to fit into pockets like this. It's hard to do this standing up. So, but you kind of know what I'm saying. So they can exchange this. They don't have to exchange the whole thing. They can exchange this unless it all gets dirty. So they'll get like 2 or 3 of these and probably 7 or 10 of these. And so that's kind of what happens over there. And they do have to hand wash. So they get them in a nice waterproof bag with a little bar of soap. And yeah, I have fun making them. This is made out of flannel, okay? I have tried some making them out of terry cloth. Let's see, I had them. Hang on. Because terry cloth is very absorbent. So I did try terry cloth, but I don't think I like it. So that's what a terry cloth one, but I'll send them. Somebody might, but I'm not going to make any more. I made like 10 of them. So anyway, thank you everybody for helping with the girls in Uganda. Bye.